We are about to enter risk on season while the US dollar falls, while Bitcoin dominance sits just below the 20-month moving average on the monthly, ready to fall off a cliff, while the altcoin market cap long-term risk model in our intelligence system sits at a very pre-bull market 27 score, while the altcoin market cap chart hovers at all-time high with a cup and handle trillions getting ready to print. Target to the upside is quite substantial. While Ethereum on the weekly paints the picture of this entire story unfolding over the next, I would say, 6 to 12 months. Hit the subscribe and like on the way in. If you're not in our intelligence system with our risk models, get back there right now. This has been an extended kind of cycle of compression and suppression. We've had time to plan. So we still have our free trial going on back here. Get back there, start planning and strategizing what it might look like for you to take profits at proper levels without round tripping a bull market. I want to start here. And let me actually just mention, let's compose ourselves. There could be a dip in the coming days or weeks. Interest rates likely to start coming down today, the announcement. Depending on how much, that's up for debate. But that doesn't mean automatic pump. Automatic every day is going to be green. We have targets to the downside. There's a lot of hype in terms of, man, interest rates about to come down. We are going into bull market. That doesn't mean every day is a green candle. Even as I'm talking, let's compose ourselves. I want to look at targets to the downside. These have been in play. We've been tracking it and waiting, and it still is in play. But let me start here. When the Fed cuts interest rates within 2% of stock market all-time highs, the S&P 500 has gone on to finish higher over the next 12 months, 20 out of 20 times. Those are some crazy numbers, 20 out of 20 times, and that is the environment in which we are right now. I don't know if you've been tracking my videos for some time, but this is exactly playing out how we were anticipating. And that is, I don't remember when. I don't want to say exactly when. I should find the videos, but I'm pretty sure somewhere back here I was doing these videos wondering, will we get a similar thing playing out as we did in Trump's first term, where he was saying the dollar was too strong, with this term saying interest rates are too high. You know, he'd been fighting for interest rates to start coming down. Look at the fractal. This is crazy. This is the 2017 bull market. So this is becoming very important now as we're tracking this cycle, and we are tracking all of this data in terms of interest rates. How does the stock market operate when this starts happening? How does crypto operate when this starts happening? So, and what I mean is when the dollar starts falling in this manner. Bitcoin dominance. So for altcoin holders, this is, it's time to pay attention. It's been time to pay attention. We broke below the 20-month moving average. That 20-month moving average is close to 59%. Let's see how this month closes. The next 2 weeks, we could see downside in crypto markets. It could happen. Maybe Bitcoin dominance gets a little bit of a power burst to the upside. What I'll be watching for is, of course, the 20-month moving average. I would really like to see a close. I want to see a close below the 20-month moving average. We want to see a move similar to what happened back here. We fall off that cliff. Altcoins really just explode. So that's the move we want to see. But if there is a move to the 20-month or even above, I think the weekly is a good area to really keep an eye on over the coming weeks, even the next month or so. This 50-week moving average, if we get any type of move, pullback back to the area, we want to see resistance below that area. Right now, it's almost 61%. This can just start falling, and Bitcoin dominance might meet somewhere below that area and then start falling. So we just have to continue monitoring. Nobody knows how this entire chart will operate, especially this cycle. It's pretty crazy. But with that being said, let's talk about altcoins, because as we get ready to go into the season of risk on, altcoins tend to, and there's no guarantee, and there's no specific exact way to identify when, but altcoins tend to really go crazy. And I think this is so meaningful because when you go to something like the altcoin risk model that we have back here, it's at a 27. You can click Cardano is at a 38. I've done this countless times. I'm sharing this data continually until we get into really actionable scores where our members will really be using this system. But right now we're in pre-bull market territory. You go back to last cycle, this is like a 38 for ADA last cycle, like right here at 9 cents, 9 to 10 cents. Ethereum, it's the same thing. Ethereum's at a 52, more neutral, but that was a pre-bull market number for Ethereum last cycle back here in November 2020. And the list goes on. You can go through our models, and then you can start setting alerts based on when you want to exit as things kind of start getting crazy, whenever that might be. But look at this altcoin market cap chart. Everything I'm talking about now, and then I want to look at Ethereum on the weekly and the daily to get a sense of the dip that's potentially in play. Just be ready for it. And the upside that's in play. But this, basically, it's a cup and handle, you know, and there's probably multiple different pieces of structure playing out right here, right? I mean, ascending triangle, even better. But the breakout target to the upside is far into the trillions. I don't know if we'll hit the exact target, but what I do know is this. When we start getting into this area where we're testing all-time highs, we have a potential power move in play. And you can see last cycle how altcoins operated. You can see in the 2017 cycle how altcoins operated. Look at this. And remember, we're starting to take not only the risk models that we have, but we're taking things like this, the US dollar, in that 2017 move. Do you see how the ingredients really are coming together? And again, I want to continually say there's no guarantee. We can't sit here and say, finally, we made it. The ingredients are coming together. We're getting that parabolic move. It is guaranteed. We can never do that. But I will say, I've prepared for this moment, and many of you have, through a crazy bear market and through a very it's been higher highs and higher lows, and there's been growth in the crypto space and the market cap, but it's not been parabolic. It's not been crazy, but we've been really preparing all of this time. And I've been preparing for the possibility that this actually plays out because the ingredients are here. But look at the consolidation of this chart. What I want to mention as we pivot to our Ethereum is this. We might get another test of the moving averages. The 20 and 50 are first. That's down to 1.2 some trillion dollar market cap. That's a first area target where if we do start dipping in the coming weeks, be prepared. People might start calling for a bear market. I want to mention to you, if you go to something like our risk model for Ethereum, this is like what we've been continually tracking. It's like this swing high, this resistance in like 58 area, swing low, and then swing high again in the 50s, right? And then swing low. And then now we've been recently in the 60 area, and then we've been consolidating. We keep getting these swing highs. We're not going like previous cycles into this just boom, bull market, right? We're in the 50s, 60s bull market. Same 2 cycles ago, 50s, 60s bull market. This has been like fake out, consolidation, fake out, consolidation, fake out. I don't know what this next season, what the next weeks or months will look like, but be cautious of that, right? But let's go to Ethereum chart. Let's follow technicals. It doesn't have to be guesswork. We can anticipate upside and downside at the same time, all the while just sitting here like, okay, I'm prepared for either one. That is why I do the analysis that I do, so that I am prepared for a bull market or bear market. And in the meantime, on the shorter term, since I'm watching the charts, I know what's normal. And what's normal for Ethereum is something I've been talking about. It's the potential throwback to the apex itself. We've not had it happen yet, right? And it doesn't have to happen. We could see a breakout to the upside, and we'll get a sense of what that looks like on the daily chart. This is crucial whether you hold Ethereum or not, because if Ethereum breaks out to the upside, it's going to be great for your altcoins that are lower cap. If break to the downside, it will be great, or it will be not great, but it'll be kind of a guidance of your altcoins that are lower cap. And when I say lower cap, I just mean everything under Ethereum, because Ethereum is number 2 behind Bitcoin. So with that being said, though, please keep in mind that this would be a normal technical move. Ethereum could fall to $3,500. Notice confluent with that area is the 20-week moving average. But let's go to the Ethereum daily chart. And this is what we have. We have this consolidation, a structure that has kind of finally taken place over weeks, right? This is this top back here is August 24th. And we have, I would say, kind of like a triangle, symmetrical triangle. We are approaching the apex where typically we get breakouts. And that could be to the downside or the upside. So with the interest rates decision, is very interesting at this consolidation area. I mean, we are really like in the middle. Nobody knows. It could be like a dovish interest rate cut, which is very bullish. And we could see Ethereum start falling. And then that turns into a busted pattern. And then boom, it's finally breaking out how people want it to right now in mid-October. That's how this could play out. Or we could get like a hawkish, right, rate cut, and it starts actually pumping a little bit, and then it's a busted pattern. We actually fall in October, finally completing the throwback. I can't sit here and tell you which one will happen. I have no idea. I know I'm prepared for every scenario, but what is more important as we do compose ourselves is the zoomed out for me, because that move can be frustrating if it happens, and however it happens, if it did. But what I'm tracking is this cycle, really is the next 12 months now that the ingredients are together. And so we could have it play out where we're getting a throwback and then bull market. We're getting sideways and then bull, right? Either way, I just want to monitor support to the downside if it happens. And if we start breaking out, let's monitor what that looks like. We could have a scenario. Ethereum paints a very good picture once again. We're breaking out. We're throwing back to the apex. We're at $4,500 in the first week of October. People are starting to get bearish again. And then we're just seeing support to continuation. $6,000 Ethereum could come quicker than many think is possible. So I'm tracking support. I'm anticipating any type of downside. We know the volatility of this market, no matter if it's bullish or bearish news. And we also know that especially in the short term, nobody has any idea what's going to happen. So I wanted to track this with you, but really kind of point out how important it is to zoom out, at least for me. And that's all this is, everybody. I'm just sharing with you my crypto journey. I'll end with this, which is if we do get a throwback, and again, I know I'm talking a lot about this. It's not because I'm bearish, and it's not because I'm calling this to happen. It's just because I've seen this market and how it operates so often, and I want to be prepared. But if it did happen, I want to just say we might have something like this play out, an inverse head and shoulders, which is incredibly bullish setup for the bull market. And I'm sitting here now anticipating that. You know, when we were falling out of this triangle back here, I was anticipating what? I was anticipating this busted pattern playing out, which is the fake breakout to the downside, and then the pullback all the way through the triangle apex to put into play the busted pattern, which we now have. So in the same sense, right now I'm saying, and I'm not saying it's going to happen, but this could happen, and it would be normal. Just in the same way, this could have happened, and it was normal, and it is normal, and it's bullish. So those are my thoughts today. I wasn't going to do a video before the interest rate decision, but I've been seeing a lot of like content out there, interest rate cuts, crypto bull market, let's go. But I wanted to just bring into play dips that could happen along the way, because that's important for me to know when it's happening. Okay, that's normal. And so that's what I'm doing. I appreciate you. If you got any value from this video, please hit that subscribe and like. And if you're not in our intelligence system, get back there, go into our, risk models. We have a bull bear arena, shorter term momentum oscillator. We have our exit planners back here where you can start just setting your exits based on price mode or risk mode. We have Zero, which is our AI, autonomous, trained on all of our data back here, trained even on your strategies that you set up. You can just brainstorm with our AI about your strategies. So appreciate you watching. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.